Hello and welcome to Winchester Now. I'm Mary Blaxland with news from across our city. Plus, we have details of a special event outside the Cathedral this Good Friday and a celebration for the Hampshire County Youth Band.
Winchester Radio.
The Spring COVID campaign has been launched in Hampshire and the Isle of Wight, with the most vulnerable people being offered the vaccine first. Residents in care homes are being prioritised by roving teams. Over 235,000 people are eligible for a COVID-19 spring jab, including everyone over 75 years old, plus those with a weakened immune system. Those eligible will be invited to book either directly through their GP practice or using the National Booking Service or NHS app, with the first appointments becoming available from Monday the 17th of April. A Winchester GP surgery has written to patients to say that it's suspending some routine appointments next week in light of the planned strike by junior doctors. Friarsgate says it's expecting a surge in workload to cover the action, but any routine appointments already booked will go ahead. Now, the start of the Easter week was marked in Winchester with a Palm Sunday parade through the city, led by a donkey. And this Good Friday, a special event is taking place in the Cathedral Close, organised by Churches Together in Winchester. Chairman Howard Mellor told me more about what's happening.
Good Friday is, well, it's an interesting day because it's celebrating, Jesus dying on the cross, and yet it's also a day that's full of life because of what God in Christ does for us. And so we want to have a different way of approaching this year so that, yes, there will be dignity and there'll be opportunity for people to write prayers or drawings of blessings for people or things they're worried about, hopes, and to pin them to cords that will all be attached to a cross that stands quite high. And as well, things for families to do. Drawing, making things and so forth. We've got a team who are all prepared for this, and a storyteller, brilliant, Neil Maddock, who's a great actor. He's going to tell the story in just a few minutes of Jesus' life and the importance of his death. And also we'll be giving out Easter eggs. So, because we know Good Friday isn't the end. There's Easter Day. So we need to bring both of those together on this occasion. And we have a postcard with a reflection for anybody that wants one, and some books for people who are interested and so forth. So there's a whole range of things happening, different layers, if you like, of things that will be happening there. Should be good.
And we're sat in the Cathedral Close, and this is where it's all going to be happening, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a busy, warm day today, and on Friday it looks as though it's going to be okay. Maybe not quite as warm today, but it'll be happening here in the outer close of the Cathedral from 10 o'clock on Good Friday to 12 noon.
And what do you hope people will take away from the experience?
Oh, I think a better understanding of why it is that Good Friday is good. I mean, it's interesting, we call it that, don't we? And the reason is that actually Jesus does good for us. That's the key element of this. And therefore, people need to think about it not just as a man dies or a bleak day. It's solemn, yes, but it's not bleak because it's full of hope and life. That Jesus dies for us and therefore we can find life and hope.
For a lot of people, though, Easter is Easter eggs. Is it difficult to get the message across about Easter?
Yeah, I'm afraid it is. I mean, Easter, we've given over Easter to bunnies and chocolate and chicks, haven't we, in terms of our culture. But why have we done that? We've done it because eggs are a sign of new life. Bunnies, the little bunnies, a sign of new life. So that's kind of how it happened. But now we focus on that rather than the great new life that Jesus offers as a result of Good Friday.
And this is the first time you've run this event. Do you think it'll be an annual thing?
Well, let's wait and see. I mean, we have had a short service in the High Street by the Buttercross for, years. But this is the first time we've done it quite like this. Let's see what happens. I'm hopeful. There's a lot of interest. If it goes well, then we plan in 2024 to do something even bigger. Yeah.
Oh, what have you got planned for then?
Well, that would be telling. but I think the churches across the country are going to be doing special things at Easter in 2024, and I look forward to being part of that.
Winchester Radio.
More news now, and Extinction Rebellion Winchester have installed signs around the city in a campaign to highlight the state of UK rivers. They say that the signs labelled toxic water are in protest at Southern Water's record on the discharge of sewage into the rivers. However, the company says it's investing £2 billion to cut pollution incidents by 2025. Chilbolton Avenue is closed during the daytime between now and the 14th of April, while work takes place to repair potholes. The road, which links Romsey Road to Stockbridge Road, will be shut between 9:30am and 4:30pm each day. It's part of an annual programme of road repairs. A diversion route is in place. Time now for our community shout-outs. Here's Paul.
We've got some great shout-outs for you today. Let's start off with the £3,000 that's been raised for people that were caught up in February's earthquake in Turkey and Syria. The Half Moon and Sprague Eagle pub in Mitcheldever held a special event including serving up traditional Turkish delicacies. The money raised will fund a fitted-out container home for a family. The pub has thanked the Diva community and the surrounding villages for all of their support. An event has been held to celebrate the 102 volunteers who support Hampshire and the Isle of Wight Fire and Rescue Services. The volunteer programme began back in 2010 and they run the Fire Cadet Unit, promote fire safety at community events, deliver home fire safety visits and many other tasks. In the past year, volunteers have contributed over 7,000 hours of their time to the community. They were all presented with badges to recognise their length of service. And a good luck shout out to the 4 women who are setting off from Winchester this weekend to walk the entire length of the South Downs Way, carrying a rowing boat. They're tackling the 100-mile route to Eastbourne to raise awareness for women in sport. They say they want to shine a spotlight on the inequalities that exist, with more than half of girls giving up sport by the age of 17. They're also aiming to break a world record for the longest distance travelled by foot whilst carrying a boat. Ladies, best of luck.
Winchester Radio.
Now this week marked 50 years since the first mobile phone call. The chunky handset very different from the slimline phones of today. So we asked people in Winchester for memories of their first phone.
I think I was 24. It was a work phone and it was built like a brick. Don't remember much more about it. It was a Nokia, I know that. And I've only ever had a work phone ever since, never had my own.
Do you like mobile phones?
Not really. They're useful if you need to make a call, but it means people can get hold of you the whole time, which can be really annoying.
I got my very first mobile phone when I got lost in Turkey in 2009, so I hadn't had one that long.
What was that one like? What did it look like?
It was the beautiful iPhone. It was white, it was beautiful.
And you're a fan of mobile phones?
They're okay. People walk into you holding them and that does annoy me.
Where did you get your first mobile phone? What was it like?
Oh my God, it was a Nokia something. It had an aerial on it. It was years ago, about 1990 something.
And do you like mobile phones? Are you a fan of mobile phones?
I'm afraid I am, yes. But not at the dinner table and not on public transport, especially trains. They're annoying.
Do you like mobile phones? Are you a fan of mobile phones?
No, not really. They don't do anything, and people moan I don't answer them. I just think it's a necessary evil these days.
My first mobile phone, I was working for British Gas and it was on a trolley. It was about half a metre long. The battery you had was on a little trolley. It was huge, it was cumbersome, and I got that in about 1995. And I thought I was the bee's knees.
And are you a fan of mobile phones now?
I am, yes. I'm glued to mine, unfortunately.
I can't remember now, an Ericsson, I think. Yeah, it's like a brick. It had buttons, which was nice. And an aerial, if I remember rightly, yeah.
My first one was in Spain. It was a little thing with Vodafone. Didn't know how to use it, obviously, but it's more technical now. But yeah, it was a little thing, very basic, but I loved it.
And you still love phones now?
Yes, very much so. In my hand all the time.
Finally today, the Hampshire County Youth Band is celebrating 60 years of music. To mark the anniversary, it's performing 2 days of shows on the 15th and 16th of April at the Anvil in Basingstoke. The Hampshire County Youth Band formed in 1963. It currently has more than 100 members who play brass and percussion. It's part of Hampshire County Council's music service based in Winchester. And that's where I met 18-year-old Hebe Parrott, principal cornet player, and trombone player Ben Sabin. Hebe has been in the band for 10 years and Ben for just a year. What's it like being part of the band, being part of that big team, if you like?
Well, I've always liked being part of the band because it's like another group of friends that I get to see every Saturday, and a lot of them are like now some of my oldest friends because, you know, you leave school and you go somewhere else, but I've always had the band and I've known some people in the band for a long time, so it's really nice just every week going along and seeing them, and it's something different to what I do every week.
It's just seeing your friends, and like when you're sat in class you look forward to Saturday and just meeting your friends, and it's just so good fun, and obviously playing a wide range of repertoire. Yeah, it's just so enjoyable.
Yeah, tell me a bit about the type of music that you play.
So it's quite a wide range, like we might do a bit of a Mahler symphony, but then we do the Incredibles like the next time, so it's like we might do classical, jazz, anything we sort of do.
Well, I quite like all of it just because of how varied it is. We do like movie music, or we'll do like traditional brass music, and we'll do classical music, but then we'll also do like 80s music or something like that. So we do some Stevie Wonder, and Another Star is like one of our favourite pieces to play. I like all of it because some of it is really easy for us, but then some of it's really challenging, but you know, John knows that we can do it, so it's just quite fun. There's almost that one rehearsal where everything just falls into place, and it's like, wow, we can actually play it, and it's really enjoyable to play all the time.
The band rehearse every Saturday at Perrin School, and next weekend put on special performances to mark the 60th anniversary. There'll be performances from the County Youth Band as well as the Younger Training Band and Junior Band, and also the Alumni Band, which features nearly 200 former members. Here's John Cranston, the director of the bands. How important is the band? What do the young people get out of being part of it?
The band's really important for developing musical education opportunities, performing opportunities, playing in different venues around Hampshire and abroad. We've travelled across Europe, we've even travelled to America before, but as well as that, it provides really good opportunities for making friends, and friends who have similar interests to you as well.
Tell me about the celebrations then for the 60th anniversary.
We have a weekend of concerts planned at the Anvil in Basingstoke. On the Saturday, each of our 3 bands and our percussion ensemble are going to be performing. We'll also be premiering a new piece of music which has been written especially for the occasion by Paul Lovett-Cooper, who is an amazing composer. On the Sunday, we're going to be joined by the Corey Band, who are an incredible brass band, and we're very lucky that we're able to play alongside them as part of that concert.
And what sort of music will they be playing?
So on the Saturday, you'll be able to hear a range of pieces, the new piece of music written for us especially. In the second half of the concert, you'll be hearing pieces of music which are representative of the different decades and the former conductors of the group as well.
And some previous members are coming back?
We've got around 160 former members coming back. We've got sons of former conductors who are going to be conducting on behalf of their fathers, and we're really excited to have other former conductors come back as part of the band and also in the audience too.
And what do you see for the future then of the band?
The future's really exciting. COVID was a struggle in terms of generating new players for the groups. For example, the junior band doubled in size the first year after COVID, and with our Endangered Species project, which provides learning for beginners on some of our instruments, the future's really exciting.
Because there's all sorts of opportunities for people to learn music, isn't there, in Hampshire?
Yes, the Hampshire Music Service runs a network of 60 ensembles. Hampshire Music Service, part of Hampshire County Council, and all the way across the county you will find there's opportunities to play in an ensemble within an area group or a county level group as well.
And how do you feel about performing for the 60th anniversary?
I'm really excited for it because I was in the audience for the 50th. I don't remember much of it, but it seemed really big. But we've been looking forward to this for about 2 years now, and a lot of work has gone into it. So we've started rehearsals half an hour earlier so we can get all the music, and it's just almost a bit surreal because we've been working for it for so long, and it's getting quite exciting.
Is it nice to be part of an organisation that's been going for that long?
Yeah, it is. Also, like when you see the 3 different bands and you see like people go throughout those 3 different bands, so yeah, it seems like a nice like family environment.
And exciting that so many people are coming back to be part of it. People who've been in your place are coming back to enjoy that moment.
Yeah, it's nice seeing people who, you know, you were in the band with a few years ago but a few years older. There's going to be people who you've heard about being in the band but have never actually played in the band with, and got people who are professionals or are in the Royal Marines that are going to be playing with you. It's quite exciting to be playing with all those people.
You can find out more about the special concerts on the website of Basingstoke Anvil. And if you want to know more about the band, head to Hampshire County Council and search for Hampshire County Youth Band. Happy 60th to all involved. That's all for this week. Thank you for listening to Winchester Now.